Sure.
They would know how to.
Okay. Um, I call myself old school, and I love classic dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's one thing that you have done so well over the years. You know, it's all about the ingredients.
Yep.
It's all about the clean presentation. I'm really not into the fancy. Oh, I don't know, accoutrements, if you
Uh-huh.
will. That you know the wow factor.
Sure.
So one of the things that I've appreciated about your food over the years, chef, is it's always been. Um, I don't want to say transparent,
Mm-hmm.
but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just fresh, beautiful, clean, and it's a flavor that I know I'm going to get time and again. And that's one thing. You know, you're consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your mushroom soup has not changed
Nope.
from the first time I put that
Yep.
in my mouth, and I thank you for that.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes people like to change things up and
Sure.
you know, and have fun
Yeah.
with their food. But yeah, don't mess with my soup.
Yeah, I think, and I truly, there's a balance because we have what we call our core items.
Mhm.
It's the rigatoni, it's the bolognese, the chop salad, the fried mozzarella, fresh mozzarella balls with the marinara, the spaghetti, and those are what we call the core items.
Mhm.
And it's like, you know, I haven't changed those since day one.
Right.
So, and that's what you can get a huge following with that. The mushroom soup I've shipped all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
People that are here that have tried it, that have moved away, say, hey, can you send it to me for Thanksgiving? We've done that because it's so popular.
Right.
But then there's the other part of it where it's the fresh sheet at dinner, and it's the rotation of the core menus, and just making sure you're keeping things fresh. But it is very difficult because I could have a whole menu of core items that
Mhm.
would never change, and people kind of get mad when you like take something off that's their
That's
favorite.
their
and you
very favorite.
and it's
yes.
very hard. But it's like, so we try to do that with the specials and really try to focus on 2 or 3 or 4 menu changes a year to get
Mhm.
you know the seasonality in there. But the fresh sheet at dinner really is the one where Chef Dwayne and I really partner and make sure that we have. That's where we look forward. That's where we challenge people,
Mhm.
and to say, hey, that's where we still have the core items that are the tried and true favorites.
Right.
That if you changed them, you would upset people.
You would really freak us out.
And then it's also about the ingredients that, you know, I've been buying the same Parmigiano Reggiano cheese for 15 years.
Mm.
Say, and it's like through everything, the ups and downs, it's like I'm never going to change that.
Mm.
And I think that's what our guests have learned to expect, and that's what we continue to deliver.
Indeed. Indeed.
So there you go. I think
So-
we do have a couple of food items showing up. So
Oh.
there you go.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, just put them on the table. Thanks, ladies.
So, oh my goodness,
There you
that's
go.
beautiful. I don't know if we can see all of these items.
We've got to take them back. There we go.
Can we pull these back a little bit?
Of course.
Thank you. Oh, those are lovely.
All right.
And dessert. Look at you. You know how hard the rest of this interview is going to be?
Now the aroma's going to hit.
Right.
Oh my
so
goodness.
tell us a little bit about your dishes, and then
Okay.
maybe a little bit about the wine pairing with
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, big sellers. These are kind of the 3 of the core items. Got the rigatoni bolognese, with
Fabulous.
every cook, or especially Italian cook, has their own version of a meat sauce.
Yes.
This is my version. It hasn't changed too much. There's the fresh mozzarella balls they call Civi and Genie. They're like little 1/3 ounce balls, and you lightly bread them with the fresh marinara. This is our grilled shrimp with our spaghetti squash with peppers, and then our pesto cream which goes around it.
And they put my favorite right in front of me.
I don't know how that happened.
What the heck?
I don't know how that happened.
Okay.
And then the carne pizza, the meat lovers pizza, which is a big favorite, everybody. And then one of our favorite desserts now, the bomboloni, which is Italian donuts filled with homemade pastry cream and homemade chocolate sauce on top. So those have become a favorite too. So I wanted to put those out there.
Oh my gosh, you're killing
But these
me.
are what we would call, these are core items.
Mhm.
And then the seasonality and the fresh sheet items, those are come on the nightly, and we try to change something maybe weekly or every other week or something like that. But
Sure.
there you go.
Sure.
Very proud.
Beautiful. You should
And the
be
wine
proud.
is like, we've really branched out, and David especially and Crystal with really going to every table. And if they're interested in wine, we have a wonderful wine list that in the book that we have all of our selections. And it's kind of a journey through, like, what are you looking for? What are you interested in eating? And we've become very good at helping the guests, if they're wine novices or the experts even. Let's try this, let's try that. And then that is something that we're getting better and better and better as more people come in looking for the wine. And now that we're recognized for having an amazing wine list, to really broaden everybody's flavor, needs as far as what they want to balance it with. And the challenging thing, but it's also great, is that everybody's palate is different.
Absolutely.
If you want a Pinot Grigio, Italian Pinot Grigio with this, well, somebody else might want a red or a Merlot or something like that. So it's people come in, it's like what they like, but it's also saying, hey, let's try this, and we can recommend to change it up a little bit, and that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, and there's no hard and fast rules anymore, right?
No.
And
it's
I
what
love
you like,
right?
Yes.
And I love the fact that you help educate.
Yep.
Without educating, without looking down.
It's like
and the snob factor is definitely not a part of the experience here.
I think for the overall, when you have people wine, people think of that's a more of a higher end kind of thing. But it's like a wine can be for anybody.
Yes.
What I like to sip even when I'm cooking in the back, or something like that, and to try when I'm tasting food, to have 2 or 3 different glasses of wine there, and just to see what wine goes best with a new creation.
Sure.
And that's it's part of the job to say, hey, so we can go to the service staff and say, this is what went well with it or didn't go well with it. Why don't you try it? And they might have a different opinion. And then the guests come in and saying what they like and don't like. So it's tailoring the guest coming in and the food of what they're interested in eating, and say, hey, what have you had in the past? And then we've been really working hard and saying, well, this is what we have, because there's a lot to manage now. When you're dealing with a couple 200-300 selections, what you could have to present to them that would work or not work. We have an amazing Glass by the Wine program that people can try a few things instead of buying a whole bottle. We have small 187, so half bottles.
Okay.
We got big bottles, magnums and more, for people that want to celebrate as a family and they know what they like. So it's having something for everybody, and I think that's important to. We just want to try and spread the word. It's that we've brought this all to Lakewood and the South Sound, and so we've got to put our foot forward with our selections and our expertise in that. But everybody comes in. It's like I always say, it's like, what do you want? And it's like, what do you recommend? It's like, but what do you want?
Right.
What are you looking for? Right. And then we can help you get to that end result as far as the eating and the drinking and part of that, and pairing stuff together.
Okay. So have you thought about doing a wine tasting with some food? And
so that
could be kind of fun,
huge,
right?
It's a huge part of our plan. It was. And then COVID
hit.
And we really, it's like, we're still coming out of that.
Yes,
so
we are. We all are.
We've had a couple scheduled that have fallen through, but it's also what we like to do is, focused wine dinners with winemaker dinners, or several different types of wine. And then we do the pairing, or you partner with a wine producer, and then they bring in their whole flight, and then we partner with that. So yes, we're doing that. We've also done smaller groups, like 10, 12 people that get a gathering, and they come in and say they just want to taste some wines and taste some food. We've done that too.
Fun.
Yeah, so that's something as here forward, and we have started this last year doing more and more as we move forward.
Okay.
Because pairing the food and wine is a lot of fun, and it's about celebration, and it's about education, but it's really about just like I said, getting people together and having a little bite, having a little drink, and being happy. Makes people happy. We're in the happiness feel good business. It's like if they don't walk out and feel good, then we've done something wrong.
Well, we lost internet for a minute.
Sorry.
And so I want to revisit something.
Sure.
You were just recently awarded something quite prestigious.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that without
Yes.
jumping out of your skin?
No, that's all right. It's been a very exciting week. So Wine Spectator magazine is the premier wine publication in the world. They have an award program that they've done for decades, and it's there's have 3 levels. It's Award of Excellence, Best Award of Excellence, which is 2 glasses. The Award of Excellence is 1 glass, and then the Grand Award is 3 glasses. And there's like 3,400 restaurants now that have any of the 3 awards across the whole world. There's a couple thousand that are in the United States. I think there's 40 or 45 or 46 in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
There's 16 in like Seattle, Bellevue, and South Sound, where we are, is 0, but now 1. And we are just absolutely over the moon that we got the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence 2023. And yes, there's criteria that we had to achieve. There's judging you have to achieve. There's a lot of work that goes into it. But I'm telling you, it's like we now have been awarded this. So we want to help celebrate with not only our local Lakewood guests, our Oakbrook guests, but also the whole South Sound community. And we're just we're really excited. A lot of hard work from Crystal, the GM, myself, David, the sommelier that we have, and he's also a server that we've worked for over 3 years now, putting together this program to be able to achieve an award. And it was we sent in the application in March. We heard that we won an award, some award on May 10th, and they didn't announce to the world on their website, the Wine Spectator magazine website, past Monday, so 4 days ago, that we did achieve the Award of Excellence. And so we're just a little dizzy right now, but we're so excited to be able to share this and advertise it for the whole South Sound, that you now know from anywhere that you come here that we have a wine list that has achieved a level that an award level from Wine Spectator magazine, that it's not a guarantee that you'll like everything, but it's a guarantee that you've come to a restaurant that absolutely is committed to the wine program and will have a selection for you. And we'll serve it right. We'll take care of it, because that's what we are committed to do. So
you must be over the moon. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good week, actually. So I'm not going to lie. It's been a great week. And
staff must be ecstatic.
Yeah, we got them all together last Sunday night, the night before the award. We had some dessert and the toast, and they didn't even know that we knew for over a month that we were going to get an award. They didn't even know that because we kept it secret from them.
That must have been so hard.
But we celebrated with them, and we're just so stoked, and we're moving out of this, because
this is a big deal.
Huge deal.
It's huge, and just to think, the only restaurant from Seattle
to Portland. I think there might be one in Vancouver. Well, I'm not sure. I have to check that out, but it's a big distance.
That's a footprint.
Yeah, that's a footprint, and we're really excited about that.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
and I am so happy for you. This must have taken years of work. Absolutely.
Well, and
years.
Somebody said it started years ago with when you first get into the restaurant business, and then you first had an opportunity to get into the beverage side of it, and then just to really continue that forward. Yeah, there's beer and there's liquor, and that's a big part of that. And then there comes wine, and I was the corporate chef of the company that owns a Metropolitan Grill in Seattle, one of the best wine menus in the whole region and across the country. So I was exposed to that, and just kind of said, if I ever do my own restaurant, what would I want? And this is what I want. I want to focus on this and have it part to be really one of the cornerstones of this restaurant will be the wine program. And I think that's our commitment to it, because we know that we want to bring people in from the whole region, from all the way from Seattle down south to over Puyallup in the east, and then west over to the peninsula, Gig Harbor, they all come here already. So now we have a wonderful and have been building. Our guests have been a part of this along the way, sharing that what we're doing, stuff like that. But now we have to, we got the award finally. Yay! And so we can have something to put together with them and say, look, yes, we've achieved a certain level, but we're not stopping here. We'll continue to move forward.
Indeed.
Because that's what restaurateurs do. You have to continue to move forward. You have to continue to kind of change with the times and saying what's going on, but never give up on the food quality, never give up on the service standards, and then see what happens after that.
Well, obviously you're carrying on the tradition of fabulous food, good drink.
Thank you very much. Yep.
And your hospitality is unsurpassed, right? You've got quite a large footprint here. I've used that word twice now, right?
Pretty big.
So not only do you have the restaurant and the bar behind us, you have a patio. How many people does that seat?
So the patio turned into, that was when in April of 20 when COVID was in its kind of second or third month, and we just said it used to be the putting green for the golf side of the business. And I made a suggestion that, wow, this really could be a great patio. So Mike and I got together and so, okay, that's a good idea. So we decided to do it. And so we cleared out the grass, poured the concrete, did all our decoration, all our plants in our pots, and we can seat over 100 on our outdoor dining.
Oh my.
My opinion is like the best outdoor dining on dry land. So we're not next to the water, but it's beautiful out there. We have, water features, fountains, plants, great colors, stuff like that. So that's a big part of what we do. Brings the golf side and the restaurant side together in this property. Then we have the wine bar, especially. We have our all day Wednesday half off bottled wine, which brings in a lot of people. So last night, especially, I like, when they can sit outside and enjoy that.
Oh, absolutely.
The dining rooms also, but we have 4 wonderful banquet rooms, which kind of the first time in my career that I've ever really been a part of a banquet, but we're selling banquets and weddings and birthdays and anniversaries and graduations and charity auctions we've done. So great to have the banquet side, but yeah, it's a quite large facility, huge kitchen. Have done quite a few changes to the kitchen to be able to execute what we're doing. But yeah, I'm committed to making sure all facets of the property work for us, and that's what we've done. And that's a lot of hard work the last 3.5 years.
Indeed. But you have control over this, so you do the booking of the space as well.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So corporate meetings also.
Meetings, wine tastings.
We've done retreats here, and obviously we've had our golf tournaments here.
Yeah.
But I think about celebrations, and that's kind of a one-time thing. But people that have regular business meetings should certainly take a look at this,
absolutely.
Right? So think about that if you have regular meetings as well. I'm sure that you'd like to talk to some of our friends.
I just say, bring it on. We're still on this ramp from COVID. It's like we just keep adding things, and people are coming back, and it's wonderful.
Well, I remember coming here and sitting outside in the dark of the night, and you had heaters, wonderful heaters outside. But there was a point where the state indicated that we could actually come to a restaurant if there was outdoor seating available.
Right. We covered the whole patio with a huge tent.
Yes, you did.
We put up chandeliers.
Yes.
And a bunch of heaters, and it was the most interesting time I've ever had in my career. As far as that's the only dining that we had. But you made it work. We did the best we could. That's all I gotta say.
Right?
Yeah, we did. It was eventful to say the least. But yeah, people liked it though. It made it. We did, and it was probably one of the best places around that you could eat outside. And then we were very thankful when we first got to go back inside and spread everybody out. But now we're kind of over the last year and a half, all the tables just getting a little closer together.
Right.
And so that makes chefs happy because we get more tables out there. But it was like, still, we're very sensitive to that, still, to the fact that,
of course,
we're not going to pack them in here like the old days. But we still have a lot of room to entertain a lot of people. So we do that quite a bit.
Well, it's really quiet in here right now.
Yes.
It's because everybody's out on the patio. And they don't seem to have any problem being close to each other. So FYI.
Got the umbrellas, got everything. It's a great setup out
I
there.
love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Cool.
You'll probably find me there in a couple of hours, as a matter of
That's
fact.
fine.
Can you tell us about any exciting future plans you might have or upcoming
Oh, Lord.
projects?
Well, from
Not to give anything
my
away,
original
right?
to-do list with the overall restaurant is still like, maybe it was it. Now it's still like this big.
Okay.
From physical improvements to, like curb appeal, marketing, stuff like that. I think I'm big on that. But also, we've never had our own separate bar menu. We're going to be rolling that out in a few weeks. So we keep adding things up back to where we shut them all down with COVID, and now we're adding them back in. The dessert menu actually came back, last year, and then it was, we went from, one little teeny menu for the same menu, lunch and dinner, to now we have a separate lunch menu, separate dinner menu, dinner fresh sheet, separate, dessert menu. So that has been a big part of that. So I'm still working on the physical part of everything, making sure it's creating that warm, inviting environment for everybody, whether it's banquets or dining room or outside or something like that. But that's a big part of it. But really looking at marketing, we're doing, a new website. We're doing some things with banquets and some advertising and things like that. But we're kind of probably, I'd say the thing coming up in the fall is that'll be our 4th anniversary being here. So we're going to have a huge blowout the whole 2 months to celebrate 4 years, because it's been a huge celebration. But I'll be honest with you, the last 6 months has been solely focused on the wine list and the wine program. And we're going to keep doing that, but we've achieved something that has taken a lot of work. Now we can focus on a few other things. But we will celebrate 4 years coming up for sure in the fall, because we love the summer. The weather's been great. Weather's going to be great for the 4th, which is, I don't know how that's going to happen. But yeah, and then the other thing is just to continue to staff. We need a few more people and to be able to do what we want to do at the level we want to do it.
So if anybody's looking to be a part of a great team,
call
this guy.
Thank you very much for that.
And I've got a question. We have missed you, and you called. It said it's time.
Yeah,
it's time to get back with you guys.
Yeah.
And I will really want the chamber to be a huge part, not only of this big blowout celebration this fall, but moving forward. I'd love to partner with you and think of fun ways that we can help you and your promotions. But why did you just decide to come back right before a holiday weekend?
It goes back to the same thing as far as opening in November of 19 and then March of 20, getting the rug pulled out and shutting everything down. All that stuff was planned, to do things, get back into the chamber, to the Washington Hospitality Association and other things. And it was like, it didn't make any sense at that point. I mean, for 2020, and then we were so understaffed and not able to put our best foot forward, potentially in 2021. I think the sales were going in the right direction, but it's like we were just like so understaffed that we were, the staff was working 6-7 days a week from management on down, and just to try to continue to move forward and dig ourselves out of this. 2022 last year was kind of the first year we've kind of been semi-staffed and ready, and the sales are still going up. And but we still got to get back to like doing the basics of the business and making sure that the website's working and this is working, and all this stuff for the seasonality that we got to get ready for summer, we got to get ready for winter and stuff like that. So it's all these other new things that were still there. It's like, sorry that you kept getting pushed down the list of them. It's not that
I am not putting you on the spot and blaming you.
It's not that it wasn't
Jeff.
important. It was just like,
I'm
here's the checklist. I got to start checking them off. So then, I was sitting there going,
you found us on the list.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, now we're at the list. It's like, I want to get out there, because one thing I know, being involved in multiple chambers of past years, that, now I'm in Lakewood. physically the restaurant's in Lakewood.
Yes.
And it's just like,
Yes.
so I'm going to be involved in the Lakewood Chamber.
Thank you.
And it's like, that's it. And it's like, but also it's to the point of getting the word out.
Yes.
And that co-partnerships with other businesses. What can I do for you, and what can you do? And that whole thing is what I think, one of the biggest positives of being in an organization like that is trying to help build your footprint, or you're in the community, and making sure that you're as much advertising as possible, and getting to know other people.
Absolutely.
And say, how can I help your business? How can you help my business?
Well, and your
I think that's great.
relationships, right? I mean, those are your salespeople.
Absolutely.
And we hope that everyone thinks that as they grow their relationships within the chamber, that everybody's out there networking and marketing for each other.
That was the word I was looking for, but I forgot.
Networking or networking?
Networking. Food working, whatever you call it.
It all works.
But it was like, that was the whole networking side of it.
Yeah.
Is like something, as far as you have to invest in it to get the benefits out of it.
Indeed.
And I got to be honest with you, up until recently, it's like not really being in a position to be able to dedicate to anything else.
Oh, I get it.
Besides inside the four walls.
That's right.
We did choose to focus on the wine list. That was the wine program that was huge. Took a lot of time.
Yes.
We have done a lot of other things here in the four walls, but now it's like, for me personally, to achieve the results of where I want to take the restaurant, it's now time to do the outreach. We need to go outside and tell people that we're here. We still get people coming in weekly, if not daily, saying, is this the same restaurant that was by the mall? It happened to Crystal last week, and she went to open the front doors, and there was a lady that was standing out there for 10 minutes saying, and the first thing she looked at Crystal and said, is this the first, or is this the same restaurant by the mall? And she said, yes. And she became emotional. It's like, I can't believe I found you guys. And she set up and reserved a banquet. And then she came in and ate. It's like, I couldn't, those stories
That's amazing.
The heartwarming stories of that we're still, I mean, there's a lot of people don't know around the community that we even reopened. Because, if you don't have a lot of the resources especially through COVID, to get the word out that, hey, we're here. But we still have a lot of regular people, a lot of regular guests, thousands of regular guests that, found us. We just need to make sure we're continuing to get that word out. Hey, that we're here. This is who we are. This is what we're committed to. Learn from what we've learned from the old restaurant and do it better and a little bigger, I think. Not only physically, but financially too. So it's like, that's what we're looking forward to. That.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a stretch at all. I think you're well on your way.
Thank you.
This award, notwithstanding that, you're going to go back and do the same thing next year.
Right.
Maybe get 2 glasses.
I'm
2.5 glasses.
Yeah, I won't tell you. I won't say what David said, but we'll continue to move forward.
I love that. I love that, and keep doing what you do with your food, which is fabulous. Yeah. And I just want to thank you for taking time. Is there any question that I haven't asked you that maybe you think, is there an obvious that Linda didn't ask?
No, I think we've covered quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think I think the biggest thing is just the pride that we have being in the South Sound. And I think that, I've kind of cut my teeth in Seattle, and it's just been it's been great to be here, and especially in the actual city of Lakewood, and where we live and where the restaurant is, and it's just been great. So I want to thank you for all you've done in the past too, and then I'm going to hold you accountable for the future.
Absolutely.
We'll move forward together.
Without question.
That's right.
Without question.
Yeah.
We know that you are going to be successful. I mean, you're already building a great following, great success. I love the changes that you've made here already.
Thank you very much.
That patio is beckoning me. I'm sorry, I keep looking over your shoulder.
It's beautiful.
And there's just so much that we want to do to celebrate with you. So feel free to call on us. Chamber members, be sure to say hello to Chef Bill. Tell him the chamber sent you, right?
Yeah.
And once again, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Many years of success, prosperity
Thank you,
for you and
Linda.
your family.
It's great to be back in the chamber.
It's so
I
good to have
appreciate
you
it.
here in Lakewood.
Yep.
Thank you,
Thank
Bill.
you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.